working would just be right now, or it could also be for something temporary. Temporary means only for a short period of time. This is for always. This is for a short period of time. This is true in general. And this one is true for something happening now. So those are some basic works.
He works.
She works.
She works.
And it works. It meaning maybe the air conditioner or the computer. It is for something, just not a person, but it's for a thing. And we saw some differences there. So let's suppose that this is where you live, right? Not just for a short time, but for a long time. And more or less, it's a permanent situation. It's always true for you. It doesn't mean it's completely true always, but most of the time, this is where you live. So that's what we consider permanent. So we could say, we live in New York. He works at a bank. So when we say he works at a bank, that means that's his permanent, regular job, okay? It's not a temporary job. It's not a job that he has just for a little while. That's where he works most of the time, okay? So we use this for permanent situations. Think about yourself, okay? Whenever you're trying routine, we can also use this tense to talk about facts. For example, the sun rises in the east. It's just a fact. It's something that's a scientific truth. It's not something that I decided or you decided. It's just true. To talk about schedules. Because think about it. What is a schedule? A schedule tells us when something is going to happen. And that's kind of connected to this point, right? It's a regularly scheduled event. So for example, we could say, our class starts at 9 o'clock. Why are we using present simple? Because our class always starts at 9 o'clock. All right? To describe how often something is happening. And these words are shown down here. But let's look at this sentence first. She always takes the bus. So always is a word that tells us how often something happens. And all of these words down here are just like that. So if always is like 100% of the time, we have other words. Or once in a while, okay? She rarely takes the bus. Or she often takes the bus. So when you see one of these words, which are called adverbs of frequency, that also tells you that you should be using the present simple tense. Sentences, negative sentences, and for questions. And we'll go through each one step by step, okay? So, for these subjects, I, you, we, and they, we just say work. For example, I work. You can make, you will remember the grammar, you'll also get the pronunciation, and it will help you to learn and remember. So, repeat after me. I work. You work.
You work.
We work.
We work.
They work.
They work.
Good. Now, look what happens here. When it comes to an S for he, she, and it. Not because it's plural, it's not plural, but from a grammar point of view, in the present simple, we need to add an S here. So, say it after me. He works.
He works.
She works.
She works.
And it works.
It works.
Okay? Very good. So that's for positive or affirmative. What we would say is, I don't work, if we're shortening it, or we would say, I do not work. So what happened here? How did we make it negative? First, we have to add this word do. And down here, we need to add the word does. So this is a helping verb that we have